Hello world! Welcome to another edition of the F.L.Y Talk TV podcast. It's your boy Rick Love, and tonight we back with another one. This is a special edition. I'm calling it the edition of awareness, because it's that important. I got a special guest with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, people. My name is Robin.
Miss Robin. Damn right. And tell them where you from, Miss Robin.
I'm from Detroit.
From the D.
From the D.
They say Detroit versus everybody. I've been seeing them shirts popping up. I'm in Toledo, Ohio. Those shirts say Detroit versus everybody. I said, damn, everybody.
Everybody, period.
Right. Yeah. So how you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling pretty good.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Glad to be here. Kind of nervous.
Nah. You in good hands. You're about to have a really informative, like real special time right now.
Right.
So, let's talk about it. What brings you to Orlando or just Florida in general?
Well, I came to Florida to be with my mom.
Okay. Shouts out Mom Dukes.
Yep. Hi, Mom. Yeah, I came to be with her. She's down here by herself. We originally from Detroit. So I just came to visit her, but I came to Orlando to kick it with my boy Rick.
Yay. Damn right.
And to, make awareness of what's going on.
So talk to the people. Let them know what is going on. Like I said, this is a very special edition. Special. So talk to them. Go ahead and bring them some insight.
So I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat, right now, that I am visually impaired. So I'm making awareness. I have diabetic retinopathy, and it caused me to lose my eyesight. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. As far as I believe, if I was aware of what was going on or how I could have prevented this at a younger age, I would still have my eyesight now. So, I guess we can get right into it.
So you said diabetic
retinopathy.
So before that, just when did you really get diagnosed with having diabetes?
I was diagnosed when I was 18. I am 35 right now.
What was that experience like when you found out?
Well, when I first found out, I still wasn't. What should I say? It still didn't register me that it was a disease. I just thought, I'm overweight. It's hereditary. It'll go away.
Like you weren't big on doing no research and
not at that time.
Right.
And then at that time, it was like, the internet was just really getting popping and popular. So, no, I wasn't interested in really doing research, and neither were my family members. For real. At least not for real.
Is it a history that runs in the family?
My grandmother had diabetes, but even with that, I grew up with my grandma, and when she was going through what she was going through, like her leg was amputated because of diabetes. It still wasn't something that was talked about or made aware of. It wasn't. And for me, I just felt like, okay, that my grandma was older. That was something older people get sick. I never thought that it would affect me. Because they always told me once I was diagnosed with it, they told me, okay, yeah, you can get rid of that. I have type 2 diabetes.
Okay, so break that down. What's the difference between type 1 and type 2?
Okay. I can tell you what I have. I have type 2. Is where my pancreas does not produce enough insulin to break down the sugar in my body.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what type 1 is because I hear different things. I'm still, now that I'm in this predicament, this isn't, people never really want to do their research until something happens. So I'm still learning myself. So it's one where my sugars are running high, and my pancreas is not producing enough insulin to break down the sugar. So it's just embedded in my blood, and it's messing with my organs.
How does that, knowing that and going through that, how does that alter your day to day? Does it some days better than the other, or all of them be consistently like the same? Or
No, it definitely. So when I first was diagnosed, I really didn't, like I said, didn't think of the importance. So I was still living my life. Like I would cut out certain things, but I wouldn't go into like a real strict diet. I would just cut out certain things. I wasn't really taking it serious. After a while, they didn't say I didn't have diabetes, but they took me off of medicine. I was off of medicine for about a year, and then I went back home and just started living my life again, and I ended up back in the hospital.
And that was like the wake up,
That was one of the wake ups. At that point, they put me on insulin. I was hospitalized for 10 days. My sugar was like at 500.
What's the range where it's like normal to like this is like getting out of control?
Once it's over 200, it's out of control.
Seriously?
Seriously.
And you was at 500 something?
They told me I should have been in a diabetic coma. I felt nothing.
Wow.
They said that my sugars has, because they do, your A1C is your overall blood sugars within the last 3 months. They said that my sugars have been running about that high for that last 3 months. I felt nothing.
Wow.
I felt normal. I was doing normal things. I was still eating the cake and candy and whatever. I felt nothing. I just so happened to notice that I think I was walking up the stairs and I was out of breath. And I went to the hospital and they was like, your sugars are 500, in the 500s. How are you still even walking? So it took 10 days for my sugar to come down to a normal range. I was in the hospital for 10 days.
How do they combat that? Do they just like pump you full of medicine for 10 days?
Yep. I mean, they really just give me my insulin doses that I was supposed to been getting that I was not taking.
Okay, I got you.
Basically.
It was like somebody had to catch up to it.
And put me on a strict diet.
Okay, so coming out of that.
Coming out of that, I got on a strict diet. I was doing everything right. And at that time, I was still on my mom's insurance. So my medicine was coming on a regular. I could afford it, everything. But of course, once you get a certain age, you off your parents' insurance.
Right.
Everything on your own.
Right.
And medicine got high. I really didn't know any resources. My doctor wasn't a great doctor at all at the time. So I basically started self-curing my own self.
There's like you had to, I was just gonna say you had to like kind of fend for yourself.
Yeah, so I was self-curing myself. Even though I didn't really go on like a strict diet. I was watching what I was doing, but it still wasn't enough without the medicine. So it wasn't until I got a good job that I was able to afford my medicine. But by then, the damage has already begun.
Right.
I didn't know. So I realized in what 2021, like earlier that year, I went to the eye doctor, and it take about 10 days for about the glass. I would say 7 to 10 days for your glasses to come back. And when I got that prescription, I couldn't see out those glasses, and I was like, maybe y'all gave me the wrong prescription. So they sent me back to the doctor, but at that time there was no retina doctor at America's Best.
What time frame was this? You remember?
As far as it was in 2021, but it was like March. Yeah, about March of 2021. There was no retina specialist at that time, but I knew something wasn't right. Because I kept seeing like something's going on with my eyes, and it took forever for me to get a doctor's appointment to see a retina specialist. So fast forward to about July of 2021, it got worse. And one day, I was making my bed, and you know how you go to flick the top sheet, and all of a sudden, my eyes, it went like something shattered. I didn't feel anything shatter, but the eyesight itself looked like, you know how it be like ashy on the TV, like staticky on the TV? That's how my eyesight was. And that next day I went through emergency. The next day I went through emergency, eye doctor, and they had told me that my retina had popped out of place.
Do y'all hear that?
And they told me that I should have came to see a retina specialist because it was bleeding in the back of my eyes. The shatter that I seen was blood spots. They call them floaters.
Okay.
So yeah, it popped out of place. And at that moment, that's when they told me, you're going to have surgery. You're going to have a lot of patience. They did not tell me at that moment that my eyesight was going to, I wasn't going to have my eyesight, but they did tell me I was going to have a lot of patience. I didn't know what that meant at that moment. And once I had my first surgery, I knew.
Explain that. What was the experience like? What?
So they did one eye first. The other eye was still looking. It still had the staticky look. So after surgery, it was one eye with the staticky look and one completely black. And I knew that they had to go do the other eye, and they had to do it quick. So I was having surgeries at that time, like every 2 weeks. So once I had the surgery on the next eye, that's when it kicked in, because when I woke up, it was completely black.
So, explain your mental state at this time, because I can't even say I can only imagine. I have no thought. I have no way to even. For you though, how did that mentally affect you?
It affected me real bad. Like when I woke up, I had patches on my both my eyes.
Okay.
And just imagine, you just came out of surgery. They cut you. You want to cry. You don't know if it's gonna burn. Can't see nothing. You're in a hospital gown. But I couldn't do nothing but cry. And I cried every day after that for at least about 2 years. I'm gonna say a year and a half.
Man, I sympathize with you because it's like I don't think anybody who's probably watching right now would be able to have empathy to put themselves in your shoes on that. Like that's just.
And it was definitely a struggle. I probably had about 8 surgeries in each eye since then, since the very first surgery.
That was 2021.
And that was 2021. They couldn't. At one point, they couldn't get the retina to. You know how you have stitches and you put your skin together. Basically, the retina wouldn't attach. So they had to I had gas bubbles in my eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, for a period of time, I couldn't fly. I couldn't go through the mountains. I couldn't lay on my back.
What?
I couldn't wash my hair. If I leaned, I couldn't do it because the gas bubbles. Because if they bust, I would get poisoned because it's gas.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And when I had to wait for them to dissolve, they take about 2 months to dissolve.
Mm-hmm.
But once they dissolve and I have to go back and get another surgery, they put another one back in.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, when the doctor first told me to have patience, I never imagined that I had to have this much patience. Yeah.
When did like you were saying how you cried for at least a year and a half, where did you realize a change where you feel like I gotta do something different?
Actually, recently, I can't pinpoint when, but I just knew I didn't want to cry anymore. I didn't want to feel depressed anymore. I wanted me back. And I'm going to say this. So, there's a program in Detroit called Greater Detroit. Shout out to Greater Detroit.
Shouts out to Greater Detroit.
And my instructor, Miss Priscilla.
Shouts out to instructor Miss Priscilla too.
So it's a program. It's Greater Detroit for the vision impaired and blind, where they teach you everyday living. They have activities. They actually pick you up. Like they will send a car to pick you up to take you to class, teach you how to use your cane, dogs or whatever. So I can't remember who gave me that resource, but I ended up calling, and before I took a class, I talked to Miss Priscilla, and she was my instructor, and she was blind, and she was like, I've been blind for over 10 years.
Wow.
And she was telling me all the things that she does, and then it dawned on me that she was working. It dawned on me that she had a job. Like, I really thought like my life was just over. I'm not over, but
like
over.
Just as far as like dependent.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna be able to do anything else. So I think at that moment it dawned on me like I can still. It's things out here that help me out, that I can still live life.
Right.
So when she was actually just telling me over the phone before I even took her class how to use my phone, and was telling me about audio description,
right, and
different platforms that help you out, I'm just like, you know what? Let me stop crying and put all my energy into that, so I won't just be sitting here crying.
Right.
And at that moment, when I actually took her class and she showed me everything she showed me and told me, at that point I just been moving and grooving. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how was your outlook with like God and through all of this? Like, did resentment come in? Was it questions? Was it anger? Was it frustration? Was it?
My faith was tested just a smidge.
Right.
Cause I did ask why. I didn't understand why this happened to me, as far as thinking that I might be like this for the rest of my life. Like, I don't, like, why for the rest of my life? Why now?
All right.
It's not like that anymore, because I realize he's always on time and he's always has my back. Right. And it's always a purpose for something.
Right. Whether we know it or not.
Yeah. Right. It happened for a reason. I don't know. I had to think to myself, like, maybe I needed to sit down. Maybe it's a certain someone I need to get, or something I needed to get away from, and this is how. I had to look at things like that.
Right.
To, snap out of it. But I definitely questioned why.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
Because I always, I knew a little about diabetes, and I always imagined if something was to happen to, like, my limbs, my fingers, or something like that. Never my eyes. I never thought about my eyes.
Right.
Just to let everyone know, diabetes attack anything on your body. Anything.
Y'all hear that?
Your skin.
Y'all hear
anything. That? Diabetes is one tricky disease. Take care of yourself. When you don't feel right, pay attention to that. Change that.
Y'all hear her? Y'all hear that? It's a living, breathing, walking testimony right now. Like, take heed.
Seriously.
So, when did the communication get cut with the greater
Detroit?
Yeah, when, like, how did that end up ending?
It did not end. I still utilize Greater Detroit. I love me some Greater Detroit. Yeah. However, since I'm here, I basically have I have a free schedule. Yeah. And I just basically just take classes here and there whenever I want to. But it hasn't ended. It's definitely a class that I'm waiting to take. Mm-hmm. It's a keyboarding class. Mm-hmm. Where I didn't know that most laptops, well, all laptops now, they have a voiceover where whatever keystroke you press, it tells you. Whatever you scroll over, it tells you what it is. Mm-hmm. It just helps you. Right. So, and they teach me things like that. Like, the iPhone can do so much.
Yeah.
So much that I did not know. That's like a lifeline for me.
Yeah. I don't know. From my observation of just seeing how you moving around and stuff, I'd be amazed. Like, legit, I'd be amazed. Like, take us down that path. Like, how do you get familiar with things and where you able to, because for one, it takes a certain level of confidence or drive to want, like, even if it's not a need, like, of course you need to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. You need to, like, through hygiene. But what's to say I want to go sit on the front porch, or I want to grab this remote and watch TV? Like, how does that work for you?
Before this happened to me, my lifestyle that I had, it never changed. It never got away from me. I always been this independent person. I always been this
go getter.
Thank you, a go getter.
Right.
So when I finally just was like, I'm tired. I didn't stop crying at that moment, but when I finally was like, I just want to stop crying, I had to force myself to get back to me. When I honestly, a lot of things that I mean, it's one person in my life that really pushed me.
Yeah.
That he made me realize some things. It was, even though from him it was negative, but it made me realize some things.
Right.
How I was letting myself go.
Right.
Said some things out the way and made me like, that's not me. Then life got boring. And I had to figure it out, because being bored, being depressed, being like secluded, I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't be that person. I couldn't be that person.
That's real, because like you said, you had a lifestyle before the situation, and it's like going through it, yeah, it's like mad life altering, but it's like you gotta get back to it. It's like
you gotta keep it moving, or you gonna rot. You gonna just rot away.
I think it made things even more intentional for you now. Like you really gonna want to do and gonna figure out a way to do.
And I do. I figure out how to do everything.
Talk to him. Let him know. Talk to him.
I dress myself. I hop on planes. I go out of town. I still go to clubs.
You hear that word? You hear her. Picture that.
Yes,
she
I
be in
do.
the damn club.
I go to the gym by myself.
You hear this?
I do. And seeing other people just go out and do things that they think that they would never do again, motivates me. It motivates me. It's a movie. Well, it's a TV series. It's on Netflix. What is it called? In the Dark.
In the Dark. Okay.
It's about a blonde lady who she goes in the world by herself and does everything. I'm not gonna do what she do, but she does everything. Go to bars, have one night stands, everything, and she solve mysteries and crimes. And that kind of motivated me, because I'm like, if she's completely blind, so I'm not completely blind. I'm visually impaired. I see shadows. I see color sometimes. That makes it a little better. Okay, so just having that little bit of eyesight that I do have now, it makes it a little better, and it proves to me that manifesting is real.
For sure.
Because even though what I'm hearing is I'm not going to get my eyesight back 100%, or whatever the case may be, I believe that one day I'm going to wake up and have my eyesight back. I believe that one day I'm going to get up, and what I want to do is drive. I want to drive again.
Right.
I believe that one day I am going to be able to do the things I used to do on my own again.
Right. That's real, and faith of a mustard seed can move mountains.
Yeah.
You know. So, but even in your current situation, you're doing damn near everything as if there is no current situation. Like,
and I do appreciate everybody that around me who supports me, and still treat me normal. Right. That y'all give me the y'all definitely give me the confidence to still do what I do.
How did that come full circle for you? Like, to realize, like, damn, I got people who really got my back. Like, which is something you probably wouldn't have thought about. Like,
well, I felt like I always had like my family, and they was always going to have my back. What I was afraid of was them not knowing how to be there for me,
I feel you. That's real.
and how, because this is something new for them too.
Right.
And I'm quite sure their feelings are hurt as well. So, and I've been told like it's hard to be around you or look at you without crying or something like that. So I know, but we're getting through it together, and I think by them taking this journey with me and like I said, treating me normal and just having fun with me. It's a great thing. It's a good thing, and I do appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Did you go through a thing where you lost people along the way?
Yeah, I was actually in a relationship before this happened, and we are no longer together. I had to walk away from that relationship, and I do believe my eyesight had effect on our relationship. I think me becoming disabled was something. Well, he never said this per se,
Right.
but things changed once this happened to me, and
That's unfortunate.
yeah.
But does that like alter your judgment going forward, like as far as dating or?
Yeah. Just with people, period. Like, if I'm around someone and if I get a vibe, I just remove myself from the situation. If it's meant, you'll still be, but I move around. I don't like to feel sad or down or nothing like that. And if I feel that vibe from you, I just remove myself.
Right.
Positive vibes. I can't. I no more negativity.
That's so important. Y'all hear that, girl? That shit is important.
Very important. Very important. And I just don't want that around me. So.
Okay. So walk us through like a typical day.
Okay. So I wake up every morning. And I just lay there. Okay? Because I wake up in disbelief every day still. To this day. To this day, I do wake up in disbelief every day. I just wake up. Once I get up, I just start my day. Now versus when it first happened, now I wake up and I get to, okay, what I'm doing for today. I get to bugging people. What are you doing? What are you doing for today? Are you coming to get me? Or just anything so I can see what I'm doing. Because I don't know. I feel like I do use this. I gotta stay a little busy. I always want to do something. I always want to be on the go.
Yeah.
But if I don't, it's cool.
Yeah.
I like music. I don't like no one, like, I'm not specifically like I gotta listen to this one specific person. No, I like music.
Right.
If it touch me, I like it. I listen to it. It gets me through the day, and I need at least 2 blunts a day. Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, self-medicate.
Yeah.
Self-medicate.
Yeah, I tried to stop smoking. I thought that was like making me depressed or something. I don't know. I thought that had an effect on my mood and my attitude. So I stopped. I tried to stop. It got worse.
It got worse.
It got worse. So I just told myself, if my doctor or if if it's not like a health issue, I'm never going to quit smoking.
Yeah. Advocate for it.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the smokers. Damn right.
Marijuana smokers.
Yeah. You gotta make that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know, man. This is so like touching. This is very, very,
Don't
very
get
touching.
don't be like that. And you know what? I have trouble like really telling people like they haven't seen me in a while or I haven't talked to in a while because I noticed the first thing that happens when I do tell them, they get real quiet.
Yeah,
And I'm
distraught.
like, hello, or what's going on? And I just don't want no one to cry. I don't want to. I cried enough for everybody.
Yeah.
So if you do see me, and yes, it's me. I do have a cane. It's me. You don't have to be sad. I'm not sad no more.
Right.
Just say hi, embrace me.
Yeah, because you don't want to feel like you standing out, like you're different than everybody. You don't want, you don't want to be put on out there like that. So I get that.
It's okay if you want to ask questions. I'm down to answer them. I am.
I ain't gonna lie. I be seeing you move around and stuff like this is cute. Just watching each other like
not
get
cute.
to it. It is though. Legit. But now, yeah.
But I'm making the best of it. The hard part, I feel like it's over. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have my moments. I have my days, but I don't feel how I felt 2 years ago.
That's real. You see growth. You see like the light. Like
I do.
Yeah.
I do. No, it's certain things I do think about. Like I don't have any kids.
Yeah. That would be a whole different situation. Like
right.
Wow. Like.
Like how would that be?
Right.
Like do I not think about that anymore? I feel like I would have to have a strong partner.
Yeah.
To do
definitely.
That.
Yeah. Definitely.
To do that, but I still think about it.
As you should. There's
but
nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
know.
You got like a wish list or like things like you wanted like experience?
Experience or
I remember you were telling me something about this Tesla thing.
I was just about to say this Tesla
thing. What's up with this Tesla thing?
Listen, I am going to drive again, and Tesla. That's what I want to start off in. I want to start off in a Tesla. I've been looking up. Well, not. Excuse me if I say looking. It's just come natural, but yes, I was been looking on YouTube and listening to how a Tesla works, and I want to drive a Tesla. I want a Tesla.
Eli, you hear that, girl? Eli, make it happen. Make it happen. Come up with something that can revolutionize and change the whole driving experience for the visually impaired. Because it's already doing some fly stuff anyway.
Like it feel like it's perfect for me. It's perfect for me. Yeah. They coming out with all these other different AI type stuff. Yeah. I know they got something for me.
Yeah. They got. I seen just last week is. I think she was in either Colorado or California, but she was like her first time taking the Uber to work, but it was no driver. It was like literally the.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So that they got that. I know they got a car out there for me. They got something out there for me. So my license had expired this year, and I was devastated because I actually went. So in Detroit they call it Secretary of State. So I actually went to the Secretary of State to renew my license, and they was like, you have to take an eye exam. And I'm like, hold up. Yeah. How I'm gonna do that? So they was like, well, in order for you not to take this eye exam, your doctor have to sign these papers saying that your license, like you can get your license.
Right.
I took them papers to my doctor and he laughed like, I'm not signing that. I'm not signing that. So I don't even want to get them the sauce. They gonna take it down. I don't even want to do it.
That's all good.
But anyway, so what I did was I went online and I renewed them online, and they came in the mail, and I still have my license for the next 4 years.
There's a will, there's a way. As long as we don't get in the way,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just stay
I'm
out the
I'm
way.
not gonna get behind the wheel, guys. I'm not gonna get behind. I mean, I will, but not like that.
We're gonna work that out. We're gonna work that out.
I
think you're on to something with that. Like, cause this, everybody on this planet has should have the free will and experience to experience the most out of it. And like you said, all this advancement of technology, I don't see why it can't happen. So,
and I want
we're
one.
gonna try to figure that out. We're really gonna try to connect these dots on that.
So when y'all see me pulling up, don't freak out. It's me. Just come get in the car with me.
Yeah. That's crazy. You say you dress yourself. That's like
I dress myself. I still try to do my own hair.
Yeah.
That was another hard thing. Like, I haven't seen my face or anyone else's face in 2 years.
That's all you can go off is just the memory, the visual memory. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do a lot of touching.
Yeah. Hey, that's what helps to keep you going. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I do a lot of touching. They're my new eyes. My ears and my fingers are my new eyes.
That's what other senses gotten heightened due to this happening? What?
Hearing, definitely. Like, I could sit in a room full of people talking and they having their own little discussions, and I can definitely zoom in on each conversation
and break down what's going on.
Like I can hear what y'all talking about. Yeah.
Can you like feel when somebody's near you? Because I could like do that with, like, if I were to close my eye, I could feel like feels like something's right near me. That's like that.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't say nothing to people.
Yeah.
Why not every time? Mm-hmm. Not every time, because it's been plenty of times someone have tried to hand me something and I don't know, but it's been I ain't gonna say that part. No, I'm not even gonna say that part. But my cousin, she said, if you got superpowers, just let me know. Because it's been a few times something has like fell off the table and I done caught it.
Word. Stop
like,
playing.
Just caught it like in mid-air. I don't know. Like, this one time I was with my friend at her house and I was walking and I touched something and then I grabbed it. Like, I touched it and it was, but I didn't feel it fall, but I knew something was happening. I grabbed it. It didn't spill nothing out the cup. She was like, "Girl, how did you catch that cup?" I was like, "I don't know. It just felt like I needed to grab it."
Yeah. That's too real.
I don't know. I don't know. My memory definitely on certain things haven't, and like, I mean, it's hiked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's really great. But you gotta have good memory.
Yeah.
You got to memorize where everything is.
So let's get on that. So let's break down, like, okay, you have to know where everything is. Like, okay, when it comes to medicine and stuff like that, how are you able to differentiate? All right, this is that. All right, I don't need to take that. All right, this is this. All right, I do need to take this. How do you?
Okay, so most of my medicine, the pills, they're different shape, different bottles, so I can, tell the difference with that. The insulin, I have to feel the shapes of everything.
Okay.
Feel the shape of everything, the weight of everything. And also, there's an app on my phone called the CNAI app, and it reads colors, it reads currency, it reads short text. So I utilize that if I just absolutely can't tell the difference just by feeling it with my hands. I That's my go-to. And there's this one thing I have not used yet. It's called Be My Eyes. It's an app like Lyft or something like that. You just dial it, and it's called Be My Eyes. If I need help anywhere,
That's too real.
It FaceTime a real person.
Damn. And they guide you through wherever's going. That's so crazy. See, that's why we have to bring awareness to situations, because that's beyond me. I would have went over my head. I did not know they had stuff like that out here.
I did not know that, and it came across on Facebook. And I'm like, wow. I haven't utilized it yet because I have so much love around me that I can just FaceTime them, and that's what I do. And then once I learn how to do something, I just don't call anyone. But yeah, if they have something like that for Be My Eyes, I know my family, they cuss me out a lot. My cousins, because I'm big on being independent.
Yeah, I could tell.
I'm big on being independent, and they like, why you ain't call me? I mean, I figured it out.
Yeah.
I figured it out. So.
Have you had times where stuff ain't work out? Like a couple slips, a couple falls.
Not too many. I fell down the stairs once. I hit my eye once.
Does that make for a bad day?
No. I just keep it moving. I actually recently fell off the treadmill at Platinum Fitness in front of everybody. And I skinned my knee. I got back up. First of all, when I fell off, my shirt came up, pants came down. It was all bad. So I just got back up and got back on the treadmill.
Just like that?
I still had an hour before my ride came, so just got back on the treadmill. I was in pain the next day, but
that's like that. That's Superwoman, right? That's like that Alicia Keys song. Like Superwoman.
And it was. I actually kind of like giggled to myself, like, Robin, what I have learned when I very first got my cane, because I got my cane this year. I was scared to use my cane.
Why is that?
I didn't want anyone to know I was visually impaired before I told them. I wanted to, be comfortable to tell them, and I just didn't want nobody to take advantage of me.
How so?
Okay. Because I'm so independent, sometimes I do get in lifts and I do go to certain places by myself. I didn't want nobody to see me as a target. Just do anything to me. Right. And with that cane, I stick out. But to be honest, I love my cane. People are very nice.
Yeah.
People are nice.
It's a side of humanity out here. It's a sprinkle of that still going on.
It really is. It really is. Like and they come to help. Yeah. Real fast. If they see me coming without me even asking for help, they automatically help me. Yeah. Even kids.
Yeah.
That amazes me. Yeah. That amazes me a lot.
Yeah.
They want to help out a whole lot.
And who's to say you would even think about humanity in that way without this situation? Like, whatever your pre-notion was about the world would probably still be that, or probably gotten heightened even more. Like, of course we know it's crazies out here. It is the world. It is a bunch of crazies, but you're seeing the side of like where you're experiencing the side of like genuine just people with hearts that care and want to like make sure that your well-being is being taken care of, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and that made me realize like the people who are not in my life no more, like y'all wasn't for me at all.
Yeah, them branches had to fall off the tree.
Y'all, because how do y'all just I had someone tell me, I had someone tell me that they didn't like taking me around places because people baby me.
Okay. Mm. What did that make you feel? Well, how did you take that?
I took that as that was motivation actually. Let me start doing shit for myself. Let me figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't want no one to feel like I'm a burden. I don't want nobody to baby me.
Mm.
So let me get this together and figure it out. I mean, at that moment I felt bad because I'm like, why wouldn't you want nobody to help me? But that made me also realize about the other people. Oh, it is people out here who don't really give a fuck about you.
That's wild. That's wild. It's an accurate statement, but it's wild.
No matter what condition you are in, they have their own things that they, got going on. They want to do in their life. They don't care about your needs. So you got to take care of yourself.
I feel you.
They gave me that push as well. That definitely gave me a push. Like, oh, okay.
Like, nah, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get this done with or without you.
Period. And I do.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Oh no, it's a joy to like. Cause for the people that don't know, we go way back. So I know Miss Robin. Like, she's really like a joy. She's a joy. But like to see now how things are now, it hits different, but it's like in an even better way though. Like it's like to see what's transpiring. I'm just like amazed. I'm so amazed. You like, yeah, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in the club. I'm vibing out. I'm like, what? Huh? You're like, yeah, I'm in the club chilling. I'm like, word.
So I recently just went to the club with my cane. Like when I do go out, I don't take my cane. I just stay next to whoever,
right,
with me. So I took my cane, and my cousin was like, "You gotta be the most fine blind woman they ever seen," because they're looking at you when they're pulling me to the side. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but you can approach me. I'm not gonna bite you guys. I'm regular. I promise you, I'm regular.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope though. It's really dope. It's dope because what went from pain, agony, just depression, just down and out, and turned into I'm taking over the world in my own way. Like that's what this is turned into, and I look at like just the Fly Talk TV Forever Love Yourself podcast. So I too went down dark paths where I didn't see the light, and it's like so it hasn't been to that detriment of what you experienced, but I do know about that dark place, and it's like when you come out of that though, oh my God,
it
like,
feels so good.
Yeah.
It feels great, and you never want to go back there.
Right.
And you would do anything to not go back there. You won't even let nobody in your space.
Right.
Like no, nope.
Yeah.
I do want to. I never met anyone with diabetic retinopathy.
Okay, let's get on that. So, y'all heard her. Diabetic retinopathy.
Retina. So it's retina.
Retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy. That is so real. All right, so I learned something new. I'm pretty sure my viewers out here watching just heard something new. And for all the ones that ain't new to it, y'all, go and tap in, be part of the community. We're gonna bring some awareness to this thing because it's rare, right? It's considered rare.
I haven't heard. I did not hear about it until I diagnosed with it. Promise you. I hear all commercials now.
That's crazy.
All the commercials now. I'm like, what?
Them algorithms is real.
So, I really wish I could have met that man who took all those people overseas and brought their eyesight back.
Yeah.
I really wish.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I believe in the universe. I believe in
Right.
the manifestations. I believe in all good things and divine order, and I believe that what's meant to happen will be, and bad things come to pass, and anything is possible. So my mission in this whole situation is to help bring the awareness to the people who need to hear it, and the people who can do something about it, like who has the means to do something. And I'm not just talking about a doctor or nothing like that. Like, if it's gonna be a doctor with intentions.
Good intentions.
Yeah, because Big Pharma is exactly what that is. It's Big Pharma. It's a business. So no, we're not speaking in those terms. We talking about,
that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, we need the people who have a heart and who has the means to be able to make things happen. And I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it as far as I can, as far as humanly possible. I'm gonna push it. And it ain't just me. Most High is working with me. I get out the way and let them move the furniture. I get out the way and let them move the furniture. Ain't gonna move it in this situation as well.
I want to get back to, I will not get back, but I want to try like herbal, natural remedies.
Okay.
And just taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Because the medicines I'm taking, I just don't. But like I said, it's a whole nother subject.
So before we get up out of here, you got any words for the people? Anything that's lying on your heart that you want to just get up out there and let them know?
I just want to let everyone know that whatever you're going through, it's not over. Don't. It's not over until He say it's over. Live your life to the fullest. Take care of yourself. And it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't let nobody around you, the negativity, bring you down. Have faith, and it's gonna be okay.
And on that note, this has been another edition of the Fly Talk TV podcast. Always remember to forever love yourself. Because if you don't, who will? And we are no good to nobody until we're good to self. Miss Robin, it's been a pleasure having you up here.
I appreciate you.
Get your story out. We're going to go push this thing to the masses. So, yeah. We'll catch you on another edition, another episode.
And I shall be back with a different subject, a better one.
Yay, 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 yay.